In this video, we're going to be identifying the trig components of a tangent function when given a graph. So when you're given a graph of tangent, one of the first things you're going to want to do is find the midline. The midline is found wherever your inflection point is located. So here we have a midline at y equals 4. Just like sine and cosine, the midline is going to determine your vertical shift. So here we have a vertical shift that goes up 4 units. Here you'll want to identify the phase shift next. The phase shift is going to be the x value of the inflection point closest to the y-axis. So we'll pick this one here at -1. So this inflection point, -1, 4, this tells you your phase shift. So I went to the right 1 unit. And the y value 4 tells you the value of your vertical shift, because that's where your midline is. The period can be found by measuring the distance from your asymptote to your asymptote. So here I have an asymptote at -3 and I have another asymptote at 1. So that means I'm going to have a period distance of 4. You could also measure from your inflection point. So here we have an inflection point at -1, 4. We have another inflection point at 3, 4. So the distance from the coordinate point -1 to 3 would be 4 units. The vertical stretch and compress factor can take a little getting used to. So what you have to do is you have to first find the distance from your inflection point to your asymptote. So this is a distance of 2. If we go half that, so half of 2 is 1, I'm going to start at the inflection point. I'm going to go to the right 1 here at the origin, and then I'm going to go up until I get to my tangent graph. So that would put me right here. So from the midline, I had to go up 1. That's going to be my vertical stretch or compress factor. So here, because it is 1, there is no vertical stretch or compress. Because if we were going to write the equation, remember the standard form of the equation is going to be y equals a times tangent of b x minus c plus d. So here, this would be 1 times tangent. B is the horizontal dilation, not the period. You find it with tangent by saying pi over the period. X minus the phase shift we said was to the left 1, so if I said minus -1, and then the vertical shift was up 4. So there's no reason to say 1 times tangent when we could just simply refer to that as tangent. This will be pi over 4. Notice how the two negatives become positive. This is why when it says plus inside the parentheses, you do the opposite. And there's how I identify my components and write out my equation of tangent when given a graph. All right, that's going to be it for this video. If you found it helpful, please make sure that you hit that like and subscribe button. If you have any questions, please leave them in the comments and I'll get to them as soon as I can. We'll see you all in the next video.